Hello and welcome back to Charles O Sports. I'm Mike out here in Ohio. I'm repping the Springboro Panthers today. Represent. There's Zach. How's it going?
Doing all right.
Nice. Lots of stuff been going down in the sports world this week. We had the Las Vegas Golden Knights hoist the Stanley Cup. We had the Denver Nuggets win the NBA championship. Oklahoma Sooners ladies did uh, pull through and win the softball championship. Pretty impressive play by the Nuggets, wasn't it?
Yeah. They outmatched the Heat. So
Yeah, I think that's just what it came down to. They were too much for them.
yeah, it wasn't well statistically and by the games it wasn't close. So
Yeah, I mean when the one game that the Heat won, they shot 50% from the 3-point line, and that's just not sustainable in anywhere. Shoot,
yeah.
video games you don't do that. So, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets, of course. ESPN, Bleacher Report, other the Ringer, they're talking about how this could be a dynasty, and yeah, I hate to see stuff like that. Make you win a couple, stay healthy, win a couple, then you can start talking.
Yeah. Well, they have to have something to talk about because we have no sports for 2 months. So
Yeah, it kind of sucks right now. I was thinking about that actually when I was driving to work this morning. Like I was trying to count backwards in my head exactly how long it is until college football kicks off.
it's about 10 weeks, but it's the
That's 10.
NBA's fault. Yeah. Because NBA should start at Christmas and go until late July.
Yeah, I would be totally fine with that. I don't know why they start as early as they do.
I don't know.
I
No idea.
I, I don't even really get into the NBA till after the Super Bowl anyway. So it would be nice. I'm totally down if they started uh, right around Christmas. College basketball doesn't need a change. College basketball is great. NBA should hold off on their season.
Or have less games.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah.
But also, this past weekend, we saw the one of the greatest fighters, period, of all time, Amanda Nunes, just get a dominating victory over Irene Aldana and retired as the ladies bantam and featherweight champions. Just incredible career. She had that one blip, a couple fights back against Juliana Pena, which we all think was a fluke. We talked about that last week, but just mad respect to Amanda Nunes.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll miss her. We will. Um, if she never fought, you'd still love her. She's such a, nice person and seems like a good person. So, um,
It'll
yeah.
be it'll be interesting to see if she kind of sticks around the game, or she
I
just
don't.
kind of goes off and
Yeah. I
kind
don't
of
think she
fades
will.
away.
Yeah.
It does, for another time. It really leaves the women's bantamweight division just wide open for the taking, and um, yeah, we'll see what happens. But there hasn't been any announcement from the UFC about what they're going to do with that. Imagine that we'll see Juliana Pena and Raquel Pennington fight for the title. We can talk about that at a different time. But congratulations to Amanda Nunes. Well-deserved retirement. Just, uh, I mean, argument for best ever, men, women, doesn't matter. Just great. Absolutely great.
Agreed.
So, anyway, before I do my Roosters plug here that I told Zach I wasn't going to do.
You gotta stop doing that, man.
Oh man, that's my favorite place in town. I can't get enough
You,
of it.
you eat there every week because you talk about it every week.
Actually, no, I go there about once every 3 weeks or so.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I don't think people care about your wings, pal. So
Hey,
Just
look,
saying.
if I keep talking about it enough, maybe they'll start sending me some stuff.
They're not sending you nothing.
That's what I'm in this for. I'm in here to get perks.
I think you should be in it for fun and
Well,
enjoyment.
I'm in it for fun, enjoyment, perks, and
We got
millions and millions and millions of subscribers.
no one at Roosters wants a spokesperson to be someone looks like you. Look like an egghead, Doctor Evil, egghead looking doofus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shit, yeah, gotcha, yeah. I
yeah,
have to suck my cheeks in a little bit. And, yeah. Um, anyway, you're probably right. You're almost certainly right there.
hmm
But I do love Roosters. It's my favorite place in the city of Columbus. And that's all I got to say about that. So, anyway, pressing on. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the release of the new college football video game, which is going to be next summer. And Zach has really been pushing for this for a couple of weeks now. We just had to find the right time to do it. And today we're going to do it. So, college football video game is coming back in about a year.
yeah, man. I mean, it's probably not a big deal for a lot of people, but it is for me growing up playing it. And I still played the last game that came out 10 years ago.
Mhm.
I talk with my buddies all the time. They played it growing up. Everyone loved it. It was always better than Madden. Um, Madden sucks now too. So,
Yeah, we could talk about
um,
Madden here. Yeah.
yeah. But I was 10 years old when the last one came out, and
That's
I'm gonna
crazy.
be 21 and going into my senior year in college when it comes out. So,
Mhm.
um, legal problems got the game discontinued. Really sucked, but um, every guy in the United States that's ever picked up a controller is excited to play that game. So,
Hey, you know something? I when you mentioned that it's probably not going to be that big of a deal, I totally do not concur with that. I think this is going to be a huge deal. Yeah, just think about every time there's a new Call of Duty or Battlefield or something, some new game that drops, all the hubbub about it. I mean, even now with Madden, there's a new Madden every year, and unless you're one of those hardcore 20-hour a day Madden super freaks, you don't even notice what differences there is. So it's been an entire decade since EA Sports released college football 2013. I think this is going to be a huge deal. I'm pretty sure they're going to have a massive marketing program.
mm.
Um, and is it? Do you know who it's going to be? Is it going to be EA Sports? Are they doing it, or do you have any idea?
Yeah, it's EA. The
Okay.
only reason I thought it wouldn't be as big is because a lot of the people that grew up playing the game, uh, they're not playing games anymore. I will be. I've been waiting for it, but I'm excited. I've talked about it a lot to my buddies.
Mhm.
I've talked about it a lot to you.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it's just it's something that gives you a lot to look forward to because that game was just full of happy memories growing up and still is. I still play. Um, I will say it on here. I dominate anybody in the whole world on NCAA 14, and you know that
Mhm.
firsthand.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
if anyone wants to challenge that, you're welcome to lose by 7 touchdowns. But
Yeah, you hear that?
um,
Challenge him.
yeah,
Do it.
um, I'm excited though. There's gonna be so much change that year with the SEC moves and Big
Mhm.
Ten, and it'll be in the game. Um, Transfer portal stuff will be fun.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
But shoot, you could
you
probably you could build your own team. I mean, well, you could do that anyway right now, but now you could do it with NIL. Shoot, you could buy
yeah,
your players, man.
I always talk to you about how I was Marshall in Georgia
Mhm.
State, and you bring up a small program. Um, so I'm excited to see how they do that. Hopefully, you can give him like a Lamborghini and some money and have your guy commit to your school. I think that'd be cool. But I'm so excited for it. I know the day it comes out, it's gonna come out early July next year.
Mhm.
Um, I won't be at work that day. I won't. That might be the least productive day we've had in a very long time.
Just want to throw something out there to all our listeners. Neither Zach nor I are avid gamers per se. Um, and I want to here in a few minutes talk about the old school football games and what I grew up on and what my brother and I used to play way back in the day. But the college football game has always been really fun. I I Zach hit it on the head. There's joy in it. There's is
Yeah.
nostalgia. Uh, Somewhere along the line, and you can speak more to this than me. There were some enterprising people that were able to code in where you could develop your own team. You could bring guys in uh, from any era. You had to do some work with that because you had to go on there and name them all and all that stuff. But um,
Yeah.
even today, 10 years after its release, when Zach and I are together at his house, and we get together and play a game, and I can hang with him for 15 seconds or so, and then he kicks my ass. But it's fun. Okay, it's fun. I never got that kind of joy from any of the Maddens, save maybe you remember the Wii.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever did another Madden version of the for the Wii. We we had the original Wii, which back in I don't remember when the heck that was, '07, '08, something like that. That was the thing, it was really cool. There wasn't a whole lot of difficulty in playing, but it was fun. Okay, to me, just for an awful long time, the men games just aren't that fun.
Yeah. I mean, I think what's so exciting is how every game's different. Sometimes we play and I run with Army. I run the triple option at you or Air Force. And it's just so different. The tradition is there. Um, you hear your fight song in the background. Big games, like you can feel when it's a big game, even if it's just you playing against, me and you. Like if
Yeah,
we loaded up and it's, you know, like I'm not saying we'd ever be Texas, but OU Texas, you can tell when you load it in that this is a big deal. Even
yeah,
though it's
yeah.
it's not even real, it's just a game, but you feel it. And not
Mhm.
many games give you that feeling that you're, doing something great, doing something big. Um,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
it's so fun. There's always something different going on. Uh, it's just I love those games. I still play them. I'm excited for the new one. What I'm most excited for is the dynasty mode,
Mhm.
um, where you just build up a team. I'm excited to try out some new teams. I'm really looking forward to the playoff, having the 12 teams on there. I think that'll
Yeah,
be fun.
that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think it'll be great seeing me bring back the teams that I used. Uh, Georgia State has changed a little bit. They got their own stadium now.
That's crazy, I
Um,
know, yeah.
yeah. Um,
Who
my
else have you been?
I was UTEP.
UTEP, yeah, I remember them,
Yeah.
yeah, the Miners, yeah.
Marshall was the greatest though. Marshall won like 8 championships in a row. But it's just so replayable. Like that game is 10 years old. Um, but what I do, I just make funny names, so it makes it more interesting. Um, but I'm just so excited. I'll come home and just play it because I've waited. Everyone's waited so long. It's so anticipated, and um, I'm just really looking forward to hearing more about it as we get closer. Because what I think is sometime in the playoff this year, I think they're gonna announce the game. I think that'd be a great time to get a lot of eyes on it. But
Yeah, I'm about to break out laughing here, and I'm trying to hold it in. I was just thinking because some of the oh jeez, man, our listeners are going to think I'm on crack or something.
yeah,
Well, bad crack, bad crack. Um, some of the most laughed out loud moments Zach and I have had ever have been with some of the players that he makes, okay, on these games. And he would sit back in the middle of winter time, can't go outside, he's done with school, whatever, and come up with these names. And there were some of them, I mean, some of them before, like he had Bobby Boucher at middle linebacker. I mean, come on, the water boy, glorious. But then they had this one guy who was freaking incredible, a ball sack. Okay. Ball sack is the greatest college football player of all time. And he's not just that. What else is he, Zach?
he's a UFC champ too, man. Yeah. Marshall quarterback for only 2 years, but back-to-back Heisman. He had like 80 touchdowns combined in just one season. He was the
We
man.
are Marshall. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man. That team was nasty.
Thundering Herd.
Um, Sidewalk, Laquiviante Sidewalk. Yeah, he's the man.
Wide receiver,
Uh,
right? Yeah.
yeah, Andre Shoelace was a stud. Defensive guys had the funnier names though. Wet Towel and Ricky Brick.
Ricky Brick. I remember Ricky Brick.
Yeah, that it was just so fun because you make a big hit or something, and then you know some goofy name pops up or ball sack 69-yard touchdown run. It's hilarious. So um,
Oh man.
it's it's
I
just so fun.
look,
I miss
I'm
that.
serious, Zach. I mean it, man. It was we were coming back from a Alaska trip a few weeks back, and was flying back, and somewhere on the plane between Seattle and here, and I'm just for some reason, um, gosh, one of those guys' names just popped up in my head, and I looked out the window of the plane and just started laughing. Okay, I was going like this. And I don't know why it's so funny. It just is. It's joy.
Yeah,
It's one of those things, makes us happy. Um, I yeah, I know that you've created a bunch of stuff, and hell, you could probably do a short Netflix story about this, and maybe one person will watch or something. I don't know, but it is so damn funny. At least it is to me, and I know it is to you. Um, with that, the thing is with this new game, the expectations are gonna be seriously high.
yeah. Um, EA Sports, they've kind of gone down a little bit. They have better titles besides their football game. Like their basketball titles are good. They dipped into the Formula One games, and those have
Mm,
been pretty fun, and hockey. But Madden, the only problem with Madden is it's, I understand because people still buy it. Their profit's crazy, but it tends to be a similar game year in, year out.
mm.
And you get a roster update, maybe some tweaks, but I think if they release the game every 2-3 years, it would be better, but it wouldn't make them more money. They profit so much off of it. So it's understandable. But
Yeah, I saw
um,
something in Forbes a few years back that has some statistics on the Madden repeat buyers. And
mhm,
it was something insane, like 55% of hardcore gamers buy the new edition of Madden every freaking year.
yeah,
And I I'm not that involved in that to understand. I know that there's people who spend an awful lot of time with video games, and um, I'm not that person, so I don't quite get it. But it's whatever the case, it just doesn't bring you the joy that the college football does.
Yeah, it's the atmosphere almost. You have the announcers, real announcers. Madden announcers have sucked since probably 2011. Um, and you got the announcers, you have big game feel, you have the crowd yelling at you. Um, and when you score, you can't hear anything, a pin drop. And it's just you feel the atmosphere in the game. Whether you're using your favorite team or not, it's fun. You can go out
Yeah.
there and well, for us, we could be Oklahoma and have a blast, or we could go be, anybody. We could be Minnesota, and it's still a fun game. It
Mhm.
doesn't rely on who you're playing with. You're always going to see something new. You're going to play against different teams, different players. So it's so fun. And the rivalries bring it out, the big time games. Um, and then, of course, the end of the season when you're
Mhm.
trying to win the championship, or, if you're just playing games for fun. Like when I first hop on it, my first game, I'm going to play Oklahoma versus USC. I'm going to beat Lincoln Riley's Bums by 50. Uh, just test the game out a little bit. I'm just really excited about it. A lot of it'll make a lot of people happy when that game comes out. I know it will for me.
Yeah.
I Little production will be coming out of me when that game comes out. But um everyone's gonna be playing it, everyone's gonna be talking about it. I'm excited for I hope they have the mascot mode again, where you play as the mascots. That was always fun.
Wasn't that
But
like 5-on-5 or something weird like
oh,
that?
they had it 11 on
It was
11.
11 on
Yeah,
11. Okay. Yeah.
the iconic tree from Stanford was the best
Oh gosh,
because
man. Wow.
didn't have hands, so they just ate the ball when they caught it. So it was always fun. But
Boy.
I can't wait to fire it up and um yeah, it's gonna be great. I think it will. Whether the game is actually good or not, I think just based off of nostalgia and
Mhm.
being together again, having it there, I think we'll enjoy it. So
I hope it's a great game. Um, you know, I hope it brings us joy, and we want to play it. Yeah, I mean, kind of like a trifecta of fabulousness right there. Um, going back in time, I mean, EA Sports, I think that they released the games yearly before that. Don't know what they're going to do with this. Obviously, it'll have something to do with how much money the product makes, but that doesn't matter right now. A year from now, we'll be just a few weeks out of the release of EA Sports College Football 2024. It'll be freaking glorious.
yeah, I'm excited to fire it up and walk through that tunnel at OU and for anybody, I don't, Ohio State fans, I don't know what they do, but they'll be excited.
Yeah,
Texas fans will be excited. Everyone's gonna love it.
yeah.
It's I'm excited. It's gonna be great, I think, and I'll be playing it. I know for sure, but just to have that back is so nice because
Mhm.
I love the NCAA 14 game, probably one of my favorite of all time.
Yeah.
But after a while, you're like, man, I kind of wish my team had their stadium updated by now, or my new jerseys, or the playoff. Like
Mhm.
when that game came out, it was a year before the playoff, so it was the last BCS.
Last
Um,
BCS. Yeah. Wow. Well,
and
it
the
seems
worst
like a
part
long time
about
ago.
it, yeah, the worst part about the timing of the lawsuit that stopped it was um, the next year's game would have been out on PS4.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh wow.
so yeah,
Yeah.
so or Xbox, the next Xbox, I don't know what it's called,
Sure.
but it was stuck on the PS3 and Xbox 360. So to even play the game, got to go fire up your 15-year-old gaming console to play. So, um, uh,
Oh
which
boy.
it's okay. I'll still do it, and for the next 370 whatever days, I'll still be playing, and
Yeah.
it'll just be fun. New memories, new names will definitely be in the mix. Um, New teams for sure. I have to check out Apple Chain State. I think I'll go try them. And there's one other one I was thinking about doing. North Texas.
North
I like,
Texas.
yeah, I like their uniforms. So
Oh,
I try to find,
they're pretty. They got that nice green
yeah, the
color.
mean
Yeah,
green.
mean green. Yeah.
Um, that's what you look for. It's not how good the team is. It's if they have a cool stadium and cool uniforms. So
This kind of reminds me of something I wanted to touch on, just kind of going way back in time. Um, yeah, I was part of that generation that actually played freaking Atari. Atari sucked. Okay, let's get that on the record. And for you folks that are nostalgic about it, you can go to Bed Bath and Beyond right now or Macy's. Probably spend $50 and get that Atari system that's got 60 games on it, with the joystick that moves in four directions and the red button. Try playing that for 15 minutes and your joy will totally disappear. It sucks. It's no fun. I do not remember if Atari had a football game or not. I don't care. But what I do remember was that sometime in the 80s, and it was probably early 80s, there was a new one that came out called Intellivision. And my brother and I had some epic football and Major League Baseball games on Intellivision. Um, Most of our listeners here probably don't know what the hell Intellivision is. I encourage you to Google it and check it out. It was pretty cool at the time, but the football players in particular kind of ran in slow motion. It kind of reminded me of the old magnetic football games that you had where you turned it on and the players just kind of bounced around randomly all over the field. Do you know what I'm talking about, Zach?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
It was like that for a video game. But then, other ones I remember going, fast forwarding a little bit, I remember the Sega Genesis Madden 1992 version. And I'm going to let you take a wild guess on why I remember that one. Who would that guy be?
Was it Bo Jackson?
Screw Bo Jackson. Somebody
Bo
who's really good.
Jackson, he was the man on Tecmo Ball.
Well, Techno Bowl, okay, I agree. But
Yeah.
who was the greatest Madden player of all time?
Randy Moss, Jerry Rice,
No,
Mike Vick in early 2000s was unstoppable.
he was unstoppable. But there was another one before that who he just couldn't stop, and that was one guy named Barry Sanders. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, in my opinion, the greatest running back of all time. If he would have stuck around a couple more years, he probably would have got 25,000 yards in the NFL. But I remember that 92 Madden game like as yesterday. You could give him the ball every single time and he would score. It didn't matter what defense you played. It didn't matter what the play was. Get him the ball. You might be in midfield. You called a sweep. There were 8 defenders on that side. You saw Barry Sanders reverse course run 40 yards back toward his own goal line, and then he would outrun the rest of the defense, score a touchdown. It was probably a glitch. I'm sure that the Madden people didn't want that to happen, but just I remember that like it's yesterday. It was fun. It's probably the only time that Detroit Lions fans ever had a good time when they were playing that game. But it brought me joy. The television did, the playing Barry Sanders 1992 men did, and hopefully the new college football game will.
I think, well, what was so exciting about college games was, they didn't used to have the names, they'd have the position and the number, but we all knew who halfback 5 from USC was. And how good he was. And shout out to Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush, yeah.
Gave me a fist bump at a Sooners game last year. So I didn't want to wash my knuckles after that, but yeah. Um, but that it's just man, there's gonna be these new guys in the game that we just want to play with. That's how it
Mhm.
has been. D'Anthony Thomas was the man in the last game.
Oh
Even
yeah,
Johnny Manziel was a stud.
Johnny
Uh,
Foosball, yeah,
yeah. Um, so we're gonna find those guys and household names that we love, but also, and it's just gonna be it's just fun.
mhm.
Win or lose, there's gonna be crazy plays, trick plays, uh, crazy plays that should never happen, um, kick six kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I think it'll be great. As you said, the expectations are high in EA. It's kind of sacked with Madden, so I'm hoping they kind of shift their focus towards this because this is something people care about.
mhm.
Uh, so um, it's got a lot of potential. It's got a lot to live up to. But
Yeah, yeah,
regardless,
definitely,
if the game is good or not, I think I at least will find enjoyment out of it, just doing what I do. Um,
yeah,
bringing up a small team or just firing it up one day and playing as Colorado against someone. Doesn't
mhm.
matter. It's something I like to waste away a little bit of time with. So
Yeah. The thing with this game that is just really really cool to me is that atmosphere like Zach talked about. But it's think about last time you were at a college football game. You were actually at the game. It could have been some small town D3 school or somebody big like Oklahoma, Texas, Georgia. You know, but there's electricity in the stadium and the crowd, excitement. Yeah, obviously it's on a different scale when you're playing that game, but
mhm.
there's something there. You can
It's
feel it.
yeah.
It's cool.
You hear
It's fun.
the people screaming, on third down, it gets loud. When
Mm,
we make a big play on the road, it gets quiet. Man, can't wait to hear those hell's bells ringing at OU or Enter Sandman at Virginia Tech before they
yeah,
take the field. It's gonna be
yeah,
exciting.
that's gonna be
Um,
fun.
but it's just you can feel it. You can feel when you're playing against the big team in a big game and the crowd's into it. It's third down, you gotta make a play. Last drive of the game, gotta make it happen.
Mm,
Big defensive stops. It's just it's there. It makes you feel like maybe not that you're at the game, but you understand, hey man, I gotta make something happen.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
a lot of games aren't like that. They're like, oh, it's just Madden. Oh,
Mm,
Cowboys, let's go score a touchdown. But in these games, it's all on the line. Every
yeah,
play, every quarter, you gotta make it happen. So
that's right.
um,
I'm gonna tell
it's
you.
gonna be great. I'm more excited for the playoff and the transfer portal. I want to poach guys. Um, you know, whatever team I use, I'm gonna try to take Bryce Young and Marvin Harrison and get them on my team. I'll give them a bag of cash under the table if I have to. But
Yeah, yeah. The cash denominations need to be hundreds these days. 20s, like in the old days, don't get it anymore. We got
yeah,
about a minute left. I wanted to toss out there that they released the Southeastern Conference uh, playing. They don't have the dates, but the team schedules for 2024 when Oklahoma and Texas join. And we don't we'll have tons of time to talk about this, but I just wanted to say for those of you who didn't see it yet, the Alabama Crimson Tide are coming to Norman to take on the Sooners in 2024.
all right, man, it's gonna be rough.
That's going to be wild.
Yeah, I mean it's exciting because OU's playing in big games again. It's not going to
Mm,
be Iowa State, West Virginia. It's going to be Tennessee.
yeah.
It's going to be LSU on the road. It's going to be
In front of
Auburn.
105,000 people.
Yeah, it's going to be, win or lose, it's going to be a huge game. A lot of eyes. And I think there's going to be a lot of those losses early on. But eventually, OU and Texas will pick it up. They'll get used to it. But on Saturdays, we're going to be tuning in to Georgia, Texas, and OU, Arkansas. We're not sitting here watching, Northwestern and Minnesota. No one's going to be watching that. All
Yeah,
eyes,
Big Ten sucks. Oh
yeah,
gosh. Ugh.
all eyes will be on the SEC from, now until a long time.
Forever.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
So,
tell you what, we'll talk much more about this as we go. But again, Alabama's coming to Norman 24. It's really awesome. But tonight, thanks for tuning in with us, folks. And we hope we'll see you again next week. I'm Mike. Bam, there's Zach. Zach's going to Roosters to get garlic wings right now. You folks have a great evening. Horns down. Be careful out there. Be nice to each other. Kick ass at work. We'll see you next time.